My name is Phil Wilson. It says so there. The title of the talk is Lighten Up. It's the magic of far infrared light. Now, far infrared saunas became popularized, and actually an industry was spawned by the introduction of the book by Dr. Sherry Rogers, an environmental medical doctor who basically people were left to dead by the medical establishment. I know that's hard to believe, who had multi-chemical sensitivities and environmental concerns. They went to Dr. Sherry Rogers. I think she was in Syracuse, New York area. And in the 1990s, in the late 1990s, she got them all back to being healthy again using far infrared saunas. Now, for the last 23 years, I've had a health food store for 45 years, selling innovative. Basically, in 1971, I became one of the original biohackers. Not the original, that started with Gypsy Lee Boots and many, many others. But I got involved in Chinese herbs, fasting, a lot of other things, spirulina, chlorella, the superfoods, probiotics, enzymes, and I was selling them to health food stores. I was selling medicinal mushrooms in 1980, essential oils in 86, chlorine dioxide in 88. So I was a pioneer, and I was selling a lot of massage tools. So in 2001, I went to a medical conference for biological dentists, and I was the day after there was a spa show, and one of my massage tool clients was there with a portable sauna. I said, oh my God, you can have a sauna in your home. I mean, think about all the little boys and girls on Christmas morning, how excited they are when the Christmas presents. And so this is what the fact that you can have a far infrared sauna in your home was so exciting to me. Now, right now, after the industry was spawned and people started discovering far infrared saunas, about 10 years ago, they started talking a lot about near infrared, and about 4 or 5 years ago, red light became very popular. And it's very interesting. I've observed hyperbaric oxygen is great, ozone is great, PEMF, microcurrent, near infrared, red light, far infrared, they're all great. And I'm looking at all of them, all the advertisements, and it seems to say they all do the same thing. And there's a lot of discernment that we need to understand the specialty of far infrared saunas. Let's see what this does, if there's more information. Well, I guess we're just gonna, what can I say? At any rate, most people don't know. We are far infrared light beings. The frequency or the wavelength that we vibrate. Now, Pythagoras was the father of modern mathematics, and he was also a spiritual teacher. He had many, many followers. He was called the son of Apollo. And he said everything vibrates. So this vibrates, a chair vibrates, aluminum vibrates, gold, linen, everything vibrates. Water vibrates at the same frequency as humans almost. Water is a far infrared molecule. We are far infrared molecules. It turns out we are a repository for far infrared light. Now, what does that mean? It means the water molecules vibrate. Dr. Yamaguchi in Japan, who's done a lot of research, has said that only the 7 to 14 micron frequency of far infrared light vibrates the water molecules. And this weakens the ionic bonds and releases poisonous, toxic gases from the body, sulfur dioxide and carbon dioxide. It also releases heavy metals. It does a lot more. The far infrared light that vibrates with us, and this is something very few people know, our bodies are 15% structured water. The far infrared ray energy uniquely, it increases the structured water in your body 50 to 100% in 10 to 15 minutes. It also charges your water in the same way that a solar panel will be a repository for sunlight. And what happens then? That's how you create energy that's stored. Your body stores this energy. In other words, like Dr. Gerald Pollack wrote the book, Fourth Phase of Water, and there's something called exclusion water. He called it easy water. And the more of that is created with the introduction of far infrared light. Now, exclusion zone water is a special kind of water that has nothing can dissolve in it. It's pure. Now, the far infrared light from the sun gives the plant, he said, the power to move and to bend. We, as human beings, as far infrared light beings, the far infrared light gives us, by charging the water, the power to move and to bend. Basically, what happens is when we increase the vibration of all the water molecules, Hippocrates said, find me a way to create fever and I will cure any disease. Now that's pretty profound, very profound. They don't listen to him when he's on all the medical buildings, above all do no harm. Well, we know that they don't listen to him there, unfortunately, and most people aren't even aware that he said that. But if you think about that, and we're all becoming aware now, we're realizing that the pharmaceutical industry wants to stop the fever instead of letting the fever complete itself naturally. There are times when you don't want it to get too high. For example, there's a hospital in Germany called St. George Hospital, and in the hospital they raise your body temperature 104, 105, and that kills the pathogens, it kills everything. And they make sure that it doesn't get to 108 because that would kill the body and just ruin all the the benefits you got. You don't want to do that. So it's called hyperthermia. Now the relaxed sauna isn't necessarily hyperthermia, but it comes close. I understand there's a center called, I think, Eden Ranch in Loveland, Colorado, where they do bath fever therapy. They raise the body temperature 108 to 112. That's a lot for the bath water, but you don't want to raise the body temperature more than 104, 105. I could be wrong on that, maybe 106. And then after that, people come for a week or two and experience tremendous benefits for their cancer, their chronic disease, their Lyme, or whatever people come for. And then they send them home with a relaxed sauna. They have to pay for it, of course. Hippocrates in West Palm Beach, Dr. Brian Clement travels with a relaxed sauna. He called up Costa Rica when he went there. They didn't have a sauna. He brought his relaxed sauna with him in a suitcase. They now sell in their store the relaxed far infrared sauna. Now, why the relaxed sauna? Now, people come to the booth, and we're over booth number 4. You go into the exhibit hall. You take a right, and we're in the corner. And go in and experience it for 5 to 7 minutes. What happens in 5 to 7 minutes? People find it very hard to believe. 50% to 100% of your pain gone. Gone. All the time, 99% of the time. Why? Far infrared light is the miracle light. It's the magical light, 7 to 14 microns. Now, I'll talk a little bit about near and about red light in a few seconds, but the far infrared light is special. And when you go into the relaxed sauna, what it does, it vibrates the water molecules, and it turns out, have you ever gone out on a hot day or a cold day where the sun is really hot and you have a winter cold on and you close your eyes and, oh my God, you feel so good, that deep penetrating warmth into the body? That is far infrared ray. It goes through clothes. Now, I've heard a lot of people say near infrared does not go through clothes. I'm assuming that's true. It may not be. Near infrared light, you can see in a toaster. That's visible near infrared light, and then it becomes invisible. And then, of course, far infrared light is also invisible because people are always trying to, where's the light in the sauna? So right now, it's like, now Ari Ritten wrote a book on red light therapy. And he talks a lot about red light and near infrared in the book, but he's always been a proponent of far infrared light saunas. And someone recommended we talk to him about him doing a podcast. And man, we had, my person had to answer him about 10 times, and he said, okay, I approve. And he interviewed him and sold about 140 saunas through that one podcast. Now, so that means that far infrared light does not conflict with red light or near infrared light. They all have their benefits. Most people don't understand that it's the far infrared light that vibrates the water molecules. That's key. Now, the near infrared and the red light have benefits, and they basically are absorbed by the proteins in your body and never reach the water molecules. Now, water is like the magic of this world that we live in. And so by vibrating the water molecules, by charging the water molecules, by increasing the structured water in your body, you're going to power yourself. It's the same thing that when you have a fever, because Hippocrates said again, give me a fever and I will cure any disease. Well, if you have 100 people in a small room dancing, what's going to happen? The room is going to get really, really hot because people keep taking their clothes off, or certainly I do. But not all of them. You know, there's a time and a place. Your body, with all the water molecules vibrating or dancing, that's the room in a sense. It's going to get hot. And so you're going to have a fever. Now, if you go to PubMed.com and research what happens when you have a fever, 5 main things happen. You detoxify the body, the lymphatic system gets mobilized, the circulation system gets mobilized, and you basically lower blood pressure, get rid of inflammation and pain. The third thing that happens is that you oxygenate the body. You flood the body with oxygen. It kills all the anaerobic bacteria. The fourth thing is you activate the parasympathetic nervous system. And with the relaxed sauna, this is why it's so special. Because we have been measured by 4 universities or 4 laboratories, 2 in Taiwan, 2 in the United States, Polytechnic University in LA, and Harvard MIT Science and Technology Lab gave us a report. The relaxed sauna energy was all between 7 and 14 microns. Now, we sent them also a $1,400 portable sauna, advertised as low EMF, full spectrum, and we sent them a $250 Amazon sauna. Harvard report came back, relaxed sauna, 100% FAR. The $1,400 sauna was 1 to 6.2 microns, or 1.2 to 6 microns. That's about 8% far, 37% mid, 55% near, and the Amazon sauna was 0.95 to 1.32, 100% near. They also reported to us that the milliwatts over centimeter squared, the power density, the intensity of the density of the relaxed sauna was 350% and 450% greater than the other two, and we had 1/12 and 180th the EMF. Incidentally, Dr. Yamaguchi, who is the one who done a lot of research in Japan, he says that far infrared ray antidotes EMF caused by microwave, like the cell phone, and it also antidotes sunburn. So I have put about 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people in the relaxed sauna with a sunburn pain of 7 or 8. The last thing you think they would want to do is to go in that hot box. Every single one of them, their pain has gone down to 0. Wow. And again, this goes against, everything we would think. So the report by Harvard MIT indicated that the relaxed sauna, the 7 to 14 micron, that's what it was. And so what we do is we find that the relaxed sauna is quite good. And so when we go in 5 to 7 minutes with your clothes on, it feels like your grandma is giving you a warm, loving hug. It feels like you're grounded. And people who've been in the sauna today have attested to that yesterday. I mean, every show, I've put about 150,000 people in the sauna, and I've gotten at least 30,000 minor or major miracles. For example, I put a lady with a migraine headache at the last show, pain 8, gone, 5, 7 minutes. Foot pain, terrible. Vendor walking on her feet all day, 10.5 pain, gone. A lady with rheumatoid arthritis in her knee, pain of 10, just killing her. Ibuprofen and Tylenol all day, gone. So, this is the kind of experiences that we've had, putting people in the relaxed sauna. And I've been doing this for 23 years now. And again, there's a lot of confusion about the far infrared and near infrared and mid. But the near infrared and mid and the red light are very good for basically many different things. But they basically are absorbed by the proteins. But the water, it's all about the water. And that's what I wanted to point out, that far infrared ray is all about vibrating the water. And the reason other saunas do not get the results the relaxed sauna does is because they have too much near infrared. The relaxed sauna company in Taiwan, they created, it took them 10 years, and they created these semiconductor chips that you probably can't see. And it's a program, and it takes the energy out of electricity and filters out and only gives you the far infrared between 7 and 14 microns. The purpose of this was to give you the energy around the hot springs in southern Japan. They were asked by a Japanese company. And so from 1987 to 1997, took them 10 years to finally figure out how to get out of electricity the exact frequency, the exact wavelength that will imitate or be the same as the healing spas in southern Japan, Lourdes, and that turns out to be far infrared ray between 7 and 14 micron. That is the magic frequency or the magic wavelengths, and lo and behold, same energy as us. We are far infrared light beings. We shine a light, and we are a repository for this light. We absorb the energy over and over and over again. And then instead of the fever that I explained, what this do is this builds up power and strength in our body. So the respiratory system that creates the oxygen, the digestive system, the lymphatic system that detoxifies the body, the microcirculation, the circulation system, and the parasympathetic nervous system. All of these systems are activated, the whole metabolic functioning. Now, way back in the 60s, and there's a whole history of saunas, every culture. We have the book at our booth by Dr. Bill Akpenar, an acupuncturist, a Chinese medical doctor, and a Qigong master, talking about the Greek baths, the Roman baths, the Turkish baths, the Russians, the Finns, of course, the American Amazons, the American Indians as well. All of these cultures have had a way to cleanse your body, to detoxify you. And this is what, we are here to get detoxified. I had an out-of-body experience in 1970 and a Kundalini awakening in 71, and my body became really, really sensitive, and this basically mobilized me to get into, finding the certain herbs just a little bit. I couldn't drink normal water without getting a schism in my mind. And so I spent about 9 months eating dates and figs and cashews for 80% of my diet. So I've gone through a lot. And but for the last 23 years, I've been promoting the benefits of far infrared ray therapy. And I'm shocked. When I first started selling the relaxed sauna, I didn't think it was as good as the wooden saunas. I thought it was a little bit better than the other saunas. They said the frequency was 4 to 14 microns. Well, most saunas don't tell you what wavelengths that they generate. And if you ask them, they usually don't know. So again, I'm doing my best to give you a yardstick in which to measure the quality and the effectiveness of saunas. I know from my experience, but I can't, but that's for me private. I can convey to you, go into the sauna, experience it, and I've put only like 150,000 people in the last 23 years doing about 25 expos a year, and my company's been doing about 100, 150 expos a year for the last 3-4 years. To me, this is fun. You know, it's like going to high school reunions every 2 weeks. But you know, I did want to get across, there is a difference. A sauna is not a sauna is not a sauna. We have a detox specialist, Angela, in Las Vegas. She gave away her $1,400 portable sauna. She gave away her higher dose blanket after she got the relaxed sauna because they left her tired. They left her a little bit exhausted. Same thing, and the relaxed sauna, that revitalized her. Same thing, I was at a cancer conference in Reno, Nevada. We have about 5 cancer clinics that sell the relaxed saunas to their patients. Sanofi, Baja Medical, and in Mexico, and of course Hippocrates, and a few others. At any rate, the benefit of far infrared light is amazing. There is a difference, and we have sold about 10 to 20 to 30 saunas this year. I've done about 10 personally to people with $10,000 wooden saunas in their home who don't like the fact that it takes 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 minutes for preheating. They go in the relaxed sauna 10, 20, 30, 40 seconds, and it's heated up, and you feel great, and you feel warm, and you feel loved.
I'm already looking forward to the next events in 2026. Los Angeles, and to Chicago and to New York, and I know in January after there's going to be Miami as well.